72, number 72, Сергей Бодровский. Номер 74, number 74, Алексей Емелин. Номер 77, number 77, Иван Сидельников. Номер 79, number 79, Андрей Марков. Номер 86, number 86, Никита Тугушев. Номер 87, number 87, Вадим Шипачев. Номер 88, number 88, Андрей Василевский. Номер 89, number 89, Никита Нестеров. Номер 90, number 90, Владислав Наместников. Номер 91, number 91, Владимир Тарасенко. Номер 92, number 92, Евгений Кузнецов. Главный тренер, head coach, Олег Знаров.
Starting lineup for Team Czech Republic. Goalkeeper number 34, Petr Mrazek. Defender number 33, Jakub Makladal. Number 62, Andrei Soster. Forward number 16, Michal Birner. Number 14, Thomas Plekanich. Number 93, Jakub Joracek. Team Czech Republic.
Now for the World Cup of Hockey between Russia and the Czech Republic. I'm Rick Ball with Kelly Rudy. These two teams will do it again on Saturday in Prague, but we're heading our way towards the World Cup of Hockey later this month in Toronto. And you can feel the buzz in this city already. The fans here in Russia very excited about what the prospects for the Russian team may present. Sergei Bobrovsky had a tough year last year, battled injuries in Columbus, but he was terrific for the Russians at the World Championships, a former Vezina winner in the National Hockey League. He'll get the call in one end of the rink. At the other end, it's Peter Mrazek, the 24-year-old, had 27 wins and 4 shutouts last season for the Detroit Red Wings. Kuznetsov facing off against Plekanec, and we are underway in St. Petersburg. As Alex Ovechkin, starting on the wing, chips the puck into the zone. Plekanec goes back to it for the Czechs, feeds it ahead along the boards. Berner can't get it out. Kept on side by Zaitsev, but now it's cleared by the Czechs to center ice. Ovechkin takes control there for Russia. Back into his own zone. Alex Ovechkin coming off his 7th 50-goal season with the Capitals last season. Only 2 other players in NHL history have done that many times. Pasternak with a quick shot. That's handled awkwardly. Rebound, chip back on goal. And the puck is settled down by the Russians, so an early chance and an awkward save for Bobrovsky in the first minute of this hockey game. And now we get deflection at the bench, and our first whistle comes 42 seconds in.
And our first major turnover, Rick, and that's Orlov with lots of time and just inexperienced, not playing for much of the summer, and gives it right to Pasternak, and then Bobrovsky with his own problems on that play, but credit Pasternak with a quick wrister.
There's Evgeny Malkin on the ice. Probably feels to him like he had about 5 minutes off this summer after winning his 2nd Stanley Cup championship back in June. And Peter Mrazek will freeze the puck for a faceoff at the other end.
And Vladimir Tarasenko, one of the great goal scorers in the National Hockey League. Pretty spirited practice yesterday by Tarasenko and working on that shot. I saw one of the most unique one-handed shots taken by him after practice, so he's got all sorts of skill.
This Russian team can score. There's no doubt about that. A lot of firepower as Hoff drops it off. There's Tarasenko, feeds it across one-timer, deflected high. Puck stays in play. Winds up in the corner where the Czechs control it. Can't clear. Markov again with a shot. Bouncing on goal. Mrazek with the save. Tarasenko's rocked on a big hit there by McCulloch. And the net pops off the pegs.
And the Russians putting pucks to the net here early, looking for a one-timer originally, and then just a deflected shot right there. But there's that huge collision you talked about, Rick, with McCulloch going after Tarasenko, and they call Tarasenko the tank, so you know how strong McCulloch is.
Datsuk and Sobotka in the face-off circle. Puck play deep around the boards. Pinching on the other side. Marchenko as they keep the play alive in the offensive zone. Battle ensues in the corner. Schuster, the big defenseman with the Tampa Bay Lightning, gets it ahead, and Milan McCulloch able to tip it down the ice, bit too hard. Icing called in the Czech Republic with a minute and a half gone in the first period.
I like the pace so far, Rick. I know that's a common word used in hockey, but early on, both teams ready to play. Zernarok, more of an old school coach, former Latvian hockey player. And then for the Czech Republic, Josef Janic, their coach.
His first game as head coach of the Czech national team, promoted from assistant. Russians will regroup back in their own zone as the Czechs make a change. Dmitry Orlov controls the puck. Feeds it across. There's Zaitsev. Now it's chipped to center ice. Worked in over the line. Played back to the blue line. Kept in by Orlov. Wrists it down low. Fed out front. One-timer stopped by Mrazek as he robbed Panarin from point-blank range. Best chance of the game for either team. 2 minutes in so far. Early in this one. Orlov will put it behind the net. Battle in the corner. Shipachev with a pass out front that was intercepted. Orlov brings it back over the line. Long slapper goes off Roman Polak's stick, and the puck is out of play.
And the Russians get another great scoring chance. There's that chemistry that this line has had for a couple of years, even going back to when Panarin was still playing the KHL before he jumped over and went to the NHL, and that is just magic. They were wonderful again in the World Championships, and I think that's one of the reasons why you're seeing Anisimov out of the lineup, his regular center in Chicago.
Panarin, Dadonov, and Shipachev, you're right, Kelly, played together in the KHL as a line, and as you mentioned, lit it up with the World Championships on home soil last spring. And they start this game together. A shot from the point by McCulloch, turned aside by Bobrovsky, and the puck's cleared out to center ice. Fired back in by the Czechs. Bobrovsky out of the goal, stops the puck, plays it into the corner. Andre Palat throws a hit, forcing a turnover. Czechs get the puck. Schuster works it down the boards with a shot, and that is snagged long enough anyway for a whistle. Approaching the 3-minute mark of the opening period.
Palat is one of the strongest guys, and he is going to be really strong in the puck. He gets it to Pasternak and Schuster from a bad angle. I like it. Try and get traffic to the front, but we saw the strength of Palat. Reminds everybody so much of Marian Hossa.
Naklotl bumped along the boards, puck played in, looked like it was offside, and indeed it was.
So only 3 minutes into it, and we're seeing both goaltenders being pretty sharp here. Vaska had such a breakout last half of the season last year for the Dallas Stars, and good to see he's on this team representing the Czech Republic.
5 goals for him in 45 National Hockey League games. Puck in the corner. Evgeny Malkin trying to jar it free with his foot. He does. There's a shot. That's wide. Kuhlman pulled the trigger on that one. The Czechs clear the zone. Played back in. Malkin has to tag up. Puck goes deep. Jakub Naklotl back to the puck. Spent last season with the Calgary Flames, but doesn't have an NHL contract right now as he dumps that puck on goal. Orlov back for it for the Russians. Head up as the crowd comes alive. He'll work it out over his own line. Pavel Datsyuk down the wing. He's already played a handful of games, got a shot away as it's stopped by Mrazek. Datsyuk now playing in the KHL with the St. Petersburg team after an incredible career as a Detroit Red Wing. Czechs work the cycle. Sobotka, lots of talk. He may wind up back in St. Louis after a couple years in Europe. Shot, score! And the first goal of the game off the stick of Michael Kempny. And the Czechs make it 1-0.
Give Sobotka credit. He uses lower body strength to fight off the Russian defender. And because of that, there's Nemensnikov in the corner, and there's a move by Sobotka, and then he throws it in front. Lots of traffic. And you can see that just beats Bobrovsky cleanly. And I don't think he was expecting Kempny to have that shot from the point, but perfectly placed right off the post.
So Kempny, who played in Omsk, signed in the offseason with Chicago after a good showing at the World Championships, and good showing early in this one, just shy of the 4-minute mark. He makes it 1-0 for the Czech Republic.
Well, he didn't waste any time, did he? Puck came right to him, and one-timer, and gave Bobrovsky all sorts of problems.
Sabinik, McCulloch wires the puck in and around. Bobrovsky stops it. Back up the glass and out. Icing waved. Plekanec racing to it. Around the boards and chipped to the line by Berner, but not out. Now they clear. Bouncing puck at center. Jake Voracek drops it off in his own zone. Plekanec, end of his shift, dumps it in. Nikita Nesterov takes his time out from behind his own net. Feeds it over on the left wing to Kuznetsov. Now it's dumped deep by Kulikov around the boards. Ovechkin back on the ice, turning on the half wall. Took a bump. Puck comes to the line. Kulikov, weak wrister wide, looking for a tip. Kuznetsov behind the net. Out front for Ovechkin. Pass was deflected. Pasternak controls, and he'll clear. Played back to the line. Got past Naklotl. Ovechkin on his off wing. Actually on his right side, but he's playing on the left wing, trying to get to the loose puck. It's chipped high in the air over the head of the defenseman, Marchenko, who never saw it. And it's played deep into the Russian zone. Just past 5 minutes gone, first period of play. And there's Zaitsev, number 22 for Russia, with a long pass. It bounces to Mrazek. And he hangs on at the side of the goal.
Well, people thought that these two teams were going to ease their way into the World Cup of Hockey back in Toronto. I think they might be mistaken. It's been a very physical start to this period, and it's been everybody, including Michael Frolik, throwing their weight around. So I like the start, Rick.
Malkin on the draw facing off against Faxa. Evgeny Malkin wins the face-off, but they'll do it over again. I agree with you. Good tempo. We didn't know what to expect, Kelly, this first game, and guys want to sort of get their sea legs back, but right away, some intensity being shown. Malkin away. Kuhlman trying to win the draw, can't do it. Czechs play it around the boards, and Hemsky clears the zone. Frolik can't get to it. Hemsky lost it. Polak follows up, fires it across. Big hit throw, and as Kempny, the goal scorer, got the puck in, took a bump to do it. Another hit on Frolik as he was drilled in the corner. Back comes Russia. Over the line. There's a shot stopped by Mrazek as Orlov up on the rush pulled the trigger, and Mrazek covers up and hangs on.
And the hitting continues. And I don't think really much of a surprise. That's the tone that they've had so far. And then, because of the hitting, we still get a number of good scoring opportunities. Orlov, whom we know has really started to shine with the Washington Capitals, takes his first foray into the offensive zone.
Career highs last season. Kelly missed the entire previous year, had a wrist problem and then an infection after surgery, but bounced back in a big way. Puck battle along the boards. Datsuk gets it back to the line. Markov, long shot through traffic. I'm not sure Mrazek shot. It whistles wide of the goal, though.
And notice the lively boards on that play, Rick. We've been here for a couple of days, and we're both commenting. The boards weren't all that lively, but it must have hit a spot in which kept that puck alive.
Well, this is normally an international size ice rink, but they have put an NHL size rink in for the tournament, and I'm wondering if it took a while for the boards to settle in, Kelly.
Might have, and that's a good point, that some of our fans might not know that this is actually a North American size ice surface.
Mrazek out of the goal, plays the puck to Naklotl up the near boards. Pinching is Kulikov, who keeps it in with some good work. Pass out front. Plekanec's got a stick in the way of that one as Panarin was looking back door. Kept on side by Marchenko. Flipped around behind the boards by Chipachev. There's Panarin. Calder winner with Chicago. What a year last year, first season NHL. One-time shot by Marchenko, and it was a roller that missed the net. 30 goals for Panarin in his first year in the NHL. Plays it back to Kulikov. Gets the return pass on the half boards. Kulikov, one-timer, glove save, Mrazek. And he hangs on.
And once again, that chemistry of that.
Michael Kempny of the Czech Republic opens the scoring as these two teams play their first tune-up game for the World Cup of Hockey. 13:01 to go in the first period. Kuznetsov facing off against Thomas Plekanec. Czechs win the draw, but some good work there by the Russians to work it out front. The puck goes off Kuznetsov's stick and wide of the goal. Controlled by Kucherov in the corner. Kuznetsov comes over to help out, works it to the point. Played across by Zaitsev to Orlov. Orlov back to Zaitsev with a shot. That was blocked. Berner got in the way. And the puck is cleared out, and away goes Jake Voracek. Trying to get it on Orlov, and he can't work the puck to the front of the goal. Orlov got a stick in there just enough to knock it loose. Back to the line by Plekanec. Pad save. Bobrovsky fires out the left leg. Puck almost given away out of the reach of Plekanec, and now we've got some rough stuff going on in the circle. Back behind the play. That draws a whistle. Voracek is involved.
And it's Orlov as well, Rick.
Tempers flare early in this one.
Orlov is that kind of player, and I mean that as a real compliment. He's got a real mean streak to him. Offensive flair as well, but here in this case, I think both players trying to send a message that, yeah, it might be a pre-tournament game here, but we're ready to play, and it's been fantastic first half of the period.
Looks like we'll see some 4-on-4 hockey.
Quite a good play by Orlov when it looked as though Voracek had a step going towards the net. And then there is a little collision to the right of Bobrovsky, and that led to this. So you're gonna see Voracek here go hard to the net. There's the contact with Bobrovsky, Orlov didn't like that at all, and that's what led to the penalties.
And Bobrovsky made a nice save with Voracek laying on him. So Orlov and Jake Voracek each get 2 minutes. Off the draw, puck comes to Bobrovsky, and he hangs on.
Bobrovsky's a guy that, with all the injuries last year, I know Columbus, they've hired a guy to work with him to make sure that he's healthy this coming season.
And it was mostly groin problems.
Yes.
First losing season for him in the NHL last year. There's Schuster with a shot. That hits traffic, bounces high and wide. Hansel plays it back up the boards. Naklotto wires it around. Schuster pinching. Gets the puck free. Palat down low. Hansel pad save. Bobrovsky fired out the right leg that time. And Tarasenko takes control and settles things down as the Czechs peel off for a change. Tarasenko through center. 40 goals last year. Works it over the line. There's Malkin. Feeds it across. Markov. Malkin stopped by Mrazek. And the rebound bounces on top of the net. It sits there long enough for a whistle. As the Russians buzz looking for the equalizer.
Boy, lots of scoring chances this first period. Both sides in on the action. Malkin had his best chance of this period. A give and go with Markov. He gets it back. And Peter Mrazek just in really good position. Although after making the save, he was unaware that the puck went on top of the net. That was a great chance by Hansel just prior to that Malkin chance.
Datsuk drops it off. There's a shot block. Loose puck. Fed ahead by Hemsky, and out come the Czech Republic. As it's dumped in by Fox on the forecheck. He throws a hit on the end boards as he lays into Kulikov. Roman Polak at the point with a pass towards the slot. Bounces to Hemsky. Back to the line. Kempny wires it around. Polak pinches behind the net now. Where the puck is controlled. Faksa back to the line. Polak one-timer missed the net. Kempny pinching on the other side. Loose puck finally controlled by Kulemin. He'll leave it back behind the net. But Marchenko waiting for his teammates to change on the fly as we approach the midway mark of the first period. And Artemi Panarin. Look at him go as he dumps it in. McCulloch back. Panarin steals. All the way back to the line. Turning. Trying to work it out front. Dropped it off. Zaitsev with a shot, and that's blocked. No Maple Leaf fans will be watching Zaitsev closely in this tournament.
Absolutely.
He's signed in Toronto. He gets the puck on the far side. Plays it across Panarin. Back to the line with a one-timer, and that goes high. Nesterov missed the net. Penalties are over. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Here's a chance in the slot. Puck knocked away from Kucherov as he tried to make a move. And Voracek out of the box into the play. Plays it deep and heads off on a change. 10 minutes gone first period. 1-0 Czechs leading. On a goal by Michael Kempny. Long pass off a stick. That's over the glass and out of play. So we're past the midway mark of this first period. And the Czechs with Czechs lead the Russians 1-0 in this World Cup of Hockey tune-up game. It is a full house here at the Yablonny Sports Palace. This is actually the practice rink for the St. Petersburg KHL team. They couldn't use the main rink because they're actually into their season. I mentioned it briefly. Pavel Datsyuk of the Russians now playing in the KHL. He has 6 points in his first 5 games with St. Petersburg.
So not a slow start.
Yes.
Not that we expected one.
I think you put him anywhere.
Yeah.
And he's going to produce. Datsyuk has a daughter who lives in Russia, and he really wanted to be closer to her at 38 years of age. As the puck bounces to Bobrovsky, who hangs on for a faceoff.
There's Orlov. Boy, have I ever grown to like this guy. Saw a number of years ago, he was quite raw, but he's really grown into his ability. And Thomas Plekanec, just such a great leader, the captain of this Czech Republic team. And just positionally, he's perfect in his own zone.
Hansel wins the draw with his foot, which you're not allowed to do. So whistle blows, they'll do it over again. Martin Hansel's interesting. He's there are times, Kelly, he's so big,
Yep.
he can dominate, but he's battled injury problems most of his career. Placed by Andre Palat in the faceoff circle. Palat is the leading goal scorer on this team. He had 16 goals this past NHL season. They've had injury issues with some of their top guns. Krejci keeps not playing, and Hurdle. Yager took a pass at 44, needed some time off. Puck cleared out.
I think he deserves a pass. Yager. That's a lot of
I don't blame him. Long pass to Ovechkin. He'll work it in, trying to feed Kuznetsov. McCauley got a stick in the way. Sabinik McCauley with the puck. Long pass through center, tipped in by Faksa. Zaitsev knocked down behind the net. Puck in the corner, chipped up or towards the line by Orlov, and now it's out. As Tarasenko picks it up down the wing. Tarasenko tried a shot, and that was knocked away by Sabinik McCauley. Puck in the corner. Tarasenko still battling. There's Malkin, bumped by Hemsky. And Alex Hemsky gets the puck to the line and out. Orlov racing back to it, over to Zaitsev. Back to Orlov. Both teams changing. As Orlov takes his time. Nesterov got it to the line and out. And there's Datsuk. Works it in, backhand pass deflected by Sobotka. Puck dumped in by Yashkin, who took a bump. Nesterov back to it. Yashkin had him lined up. Nesterov able to avoid the check. He winds up with the puck one more time. Long pass through center by Markov was knocked down and played in by Frolik. Play was onside. Markov plays it off the boards to an open wing. It bounces to Datsuk, and away they go. Namestnikov feeds it over on the other side. Backhand shot is wide of the goal. Telegan with that chance for Russia. Bouncer along the boards. Milan McCulloch feeds it over, and it's flipped off the glass and out by Yashkin. Dmitry Kulikov back in his own zone. Long pass near boards. Panarin has to turn it back. Kulikov, Marchenko. And away they go. Shipachev, he led the World Championships in scoring. Now Panarin, slap shot. Big save, Mrazek, and a big rebound. It bounces right to Plekanec, who lifts it high back to Russian territory. Around the boards by Marchenko. There's Kulikov clearing. After it's Dadonov. Ovechkin with him. Broken up by the Czechs. Jake Voracek. Backhands it off the boards and out. Nikita Zaitsev. Orlov, long pass. Kuznetsov couldn't handle it on the backhand. Andre Palat mentioned his 16 goals last year. That's tops on this Czech team. He beat 8 in goal scoring on the Russian team. This Russian team with a lot of firepower, Kelly, but they only had 8 goals in 5 games in Sochi. I know nobody really scored at those last Winter Olympics, but you'd think they have the ability to put the puck in the net here at the World Cup.
You're right. Everybody had a tough time scoring, but there was something really clearly wrong with the Russians in Sochi, and I think some off-ice issues led to a coaching change. Billy Letnov, the fantastic Russian hockey player, was let go, and they've made changes since.
Kulemin clears the zone. Michael Frolik under pressure. Calgary Flame gets the puck to Schuster off his stick. Back deep into the zone. Frolik onto it. And there's Schuster. Tampa Bay Lightning defenseman. Long pass deflected away. Malkin drops it off. Tarasenko feeds it over. Kulemin works it in. Evgeny Malkin, wrist shot. Mrazek makes the save. And he hangs on with 5:26 to go. First period, 1-0 Czechs in St. Petersburg. 1-0 Czech Republic leading Russia. 5.5 left first period of play. These two teams will fly to Prague tomorrow for another pre-tournament tune-up game in the Czech Republic on Saturday, and we'll have that game for you as well. Glad to have you with us. Hockey is back. Face-off win, back to Orlov at the line. He'll play it around the boards. Datsuk trying to get it out front. Sobotka blocked the pass. Pavel Datsuk stays on Sobotka in the corner. Chipped ahead, Yashkin. He'll try and clear. Lifts the puck over the head of Zaitsev and out. McCulloch racing after it, but Orlov got there first. Plays it back in for Russia. Datsuk offside. Whistle blows. 5:04 left in the period.
And I'm sure the Russian fans are awfully happy to have Pavel Datsuk back in their home country and playing the KHL. As you mentioned, family issues really started that, but boy, was he ever a great hockey player to watch in National Hockey League. The Detroit Red Wings were spoiled to have him.
918 NHL points, and you have to think there was some thought, geez, I could stay and try and get to 1,000 for my career, but as we mentioned, he does have a daughter living in Russia and is playing right here in St. Petersburg. His first year in the KHL as they chip it in. The Czechs do with a shot that goes wide. Puck comes around the boards and Panarin passing the skates. Plekanec steals. Here's Voracek looking out front, and it was knocked away from Thomas Plekanec by Panarin in front of the goal. There's Zbigniew McCulloch feeding across to Plekanec, the Montreal Canadian, with a long shot that deflects to the side of the net. Chip to the corner. Jake Voracek back to the line. Puck came outside the zone. And we get a whistle.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see Markov and Plekanec going at it a little bit. Here's the offside, and just barely, but no question about it. It's kind of funny, Rick, after the whistle, I saw Markov go over to Plekanec and give him a shot in the low back. I think game on, boys.
Couple of Montreal Canadian teammates. It's all different when you wear that sweater of your country, isn't it? There's Schuster
Sure
with the
is.
puck and wiring it in. It's going to be a fun tournament.
No question about it.
Best on best with a couple of wrinkles with Team Europe and Team North America. Battle in the corner, some good work there by the Czechs. Big Hansel with a pass out front, gets back to Big Schuster. Oh, wristed down low for Martin Hansel. The Coyote tries to feed it out front, knocked away by Bobrovsky. And now the Russians finally get it out. Nice pass to Ovechkin, works it in, trying to cut out front. Ovechkin checked, and he goes down as he was hit by Neklotto. Fans want a penalty. Officials don't agree. And Andre Palat there to clear the zone as it bounces back into Russian territory.
Nor do I. I think that was just a strong defensive play by Neklotto.
Here goes Zaitsev. Good skating defenseman. Feeds it up to Kuhlman. He'll dump it in. Michael Frolik back. 3.5 to go in the first. Kempny with the puck. He has the only goal so far in this game. Roman Polak now up the boards. Tipped in by Hemsky. Bobrovsky's out of the goal. Hemsky steals, trying to fire it out front. Pass never got there. Kuhlman, nice backhand pass. Orlov couldn't control it though, and it's chopped back into the zone by Michael Kempny. Nikita Zaitsev wheeling out of his own zone. Works the puck to center. Dumped it deep. Sobotka got the puck out to the neutral zone. Nesterov tried to feed it ahead. That was knocked away. Markov able to control it now up to Datsuk, and now Telegan got the puck just inside the zone. Vladimir Sobotka works it across on the far side. Puck cleared. Play a bit scrambling now, and there's Datsuk working the puck in. Pavel Datsuk down the boards. Top of the circle to Markov, puts it behind the net for Datsuk. He's checked by McCulloch. Good work there by Nemesnikov. Markov, one-timer, that was blocked. Yashkin got a stick in the way. Another shot goes off the leg of Datsuk just wide of the goal. Nemesnikov, Nesterov, Markov to the circle, throws it to the slot, tipped back to the line. Nesterov, slap shot, turned aside off the stick of Mrazek. Czechs feel some pressure, put it off the glass and down the ice. And it's rolling just enough for icing with 1:55 to go in the opening period.
Yeah, real good push by the Russians here as the home team, and they've had some good scoring chances. Lots of traffic, and Peter Mrazek does a nice job spotting what potentially might happen. And in this case, it's Datsuk just off to the side, not quite ready for that pass.
Panarin, Shipachev, Dadonov back on the ice. Reset on the faceoff. Mention how good this line was in the World Championship. Shipachev led the scoring in that entire term. He had 18 points in 10 games playing with these two guys. Of course, we all know what Panarin did in the NHL in his rookie season with Chicago last year. What a dynamic player he is.
Absolutely.
And he has the puck, feeds it across with a nice pass, thrown to the front of the goal, and stick of Dadonov was all tied up. Panarin trying to get it back to the line. Played deep by Kulikov around the boards. Here's Dadonov, Shipachev. Cuts to the front of the net. Lost the puck before he could pull the trigger. Panarin scores! Right on cue. Artemi Panarin ties the game at 1.
And this is just a bad giveaway by Jaskin in his own zone. He's actually quite strong, and he strips the puck from Shipachev. But unfortunately, then he loses the handle. Here's a strong play by Jaskin. And then the turnover right there goes right onto the stick of Panarin. And all kinds of traffic. And boy, is that a terrific release. And not many players can do that. He's almost going backwards at the same time. Releases it forward. Russian coach awfully happy, even though it's a pre-tournament game.
18:29 mark in the first period. And we were back on even terms here in St. Petersburg as the Czechs play the puck in. Schuster drops it back to his own line. There's Jakub McModel ahead with a pass. Missed his man. Russians control. Kuznetsov pressured by Berner. Zaitsev with a long pass. Deflected, no icing. Schuster goes back to it. Out come the Czechs. Andre Palat feeds it over to Voracek down the wing. Palat going to the goal. The pass didn't get there. Off the skate of Markov, made a good defensive play. Now Ovechkin trying to turn Russia back in an odd man rush in the final minute. That didn't quite work. And here's Palat down the wing. Chip and chase. Hansel on the forecheck. Ridden hard to the boards. There's Nesterov with a check in the corner. Russia back the other way. Tarasenko works the puck in. Stops just inside the line. Nice play. Kulikov finds Malkin with a shot. That goes just wide with traffic in front. Marchenko to the puck. He's bumped by Hansel. The last 5 minutes or so, Russia's taken control of the play here.
Their skill is really starting to shine.
Final seconds of the opening period. Dmitry Kulikov feeds it ahead. Kulin, backhand, stopped by Mrazek. Rebound winds up behind the net. Throwing out front, last chance. Datsuk, stopped by Mrazek as the buzzer sounds. And an entertaining first period comes to an end. Early goal by the Czechs, late goal by the Russians. We are tied at 1 through 20 minutes of play in St. Petersburg. Kuznetsov. Thank you. Pre-tournament tune-up game for the World Cup of Hockey, and I think we'll agree it's a pretty good first period of play considering they had to knock off some off-season rust. Kelly, what did you think of that opening 20 minutes?
I loved it. Good scoring chances, some nice saves, and most of all, I love the physical aspect of the game. Kuznetsov said as much in our interview with him that it's always this sort of tilt, and for us, we're the beneficiaries as the fans. It's great.
Good old Czech-Russia rivalry is Orlov with a hard pass off the leg of Kucherov, and here's Ovechkin with an early chance. He shoots, and that's off the stick of Schuster. Puck over the glass, not a play.
Ovechkin looking for his first good scoring chance in this game, and he gets a unique kind of pass from Kucherov at the blue line. But Czechs did a real nice job of taking away his angle, and the puck was deflected out of play.
Mrazek gets a water bottle, he forgot it, and now we're set to go on the faceoff. Michael Kempny opened the scoring for the Czechs early in the first, and then Artemi Panarin tied it up late in the first. Malkin didn't like the way the faceoff was done. It wasn't ready. Seemed like anybody was.
I think he thought they were going to redo it.
Malkin with a puck in his own zone makes a nifty pass to Markov in front of the goal. His pass up the middle misses everybody. And it's icing Russia.
So that was a unique play right off the face-off, and you're right. I think that Malkin thought it was unfairly played. Roman Polak, boy, he's a rugged customer. He did so well going to San Jose and back with the Toronto Maple Leafs. That rugged play certainly suits this Czech team because they need a little bit of that.
Playing on a pairing with Michael Kempny. We mentioned he scored. Kempny did in the first. Signed this year with the Chicago Blackhawks. Kempny had a strong showing at the World Championship. Kempny feeds it across. Palat with a shot through traffic, and that's turned aside by Bobrovsky. I don't think he saw it. Got a piece of it, though, and the puck was steered into the corner. Now it's brought in to his own zone by Pasternak, who drops it off for Polak. There's Kempny now. Roman Polak off the boards with a pass. Faksa couldn't tip it in as he's checked. And 6 players battle in front of the penalty box. Frolik comes away with it. Hard around by Kempny, tipped to Hemsky at center ice. Puck played in. Faksa onto it. Drops it off for Ales Hemsky. Nesterov steps in front of him behind the net. Puck played up the boards, back to the line. One-timer! And that's gloved by Mrazek as Mikhail Jordan got the shot away. Pardon me, Bobrovsky with the save, and he hangs on for a whistle.
Boy, this Russian team is just loaded with offensive talent. But on this play, it's the Czechs get puck to the net, and Hemsky right in front trying to take away the eyes of Bobrovsky.
Sabotka wins the draw, puck to the line. There's a shot by Jordan that goes off a stick high in the air, but stays in play. Puck up the boards. Dadonov fires at the center. That pass broken up by McCulloch. Zbigniew McCulloch out there with his brother right now. Jordan. Pass to McCulloch, deflected by Panarin. On the forecheck, and now Panarin is pushed off the play, and that'll be an interference call on McCulloch, and the Russians will get the first power play of the game. Pardon me. It's not McCulloch, it's Jordan headed to the penalty box, Kelly.
And an innocent-looking play, but interference on that. You know, we saw a couple plays in that first period where the crowd, they were calling for a penalty. I think they may have influenced that one just a tiny bit.
So this potent Russian power play goes to work for the first time. We'll try and get it set up here as the puck's played out front, tipped back to the line, just out of the reach of Tarasenko. And now Ovechkin has to hustle, is racing after it. Is Berner, who got a puck towards the goal, and Bobrovsky is forced to cover up. Some good work on the PK by the Czechs.
What great speed shown there by the Czech penalty killer. And just at the very last second, Ovechkin, he was a player back on that, and he's able to take the goal-scoring chance away. But what a burst of speed from him.
Kuznetsov facing off against Hansel, who wins it for the Czechs. Slap shot by Kempny, and that's gloved by Bobrovsky.
And Kuznetsov is now talking to the linesman. He wants something done differently on that face-off. He was very unhappy. Martin Hansel won it cleanly back to the point to Kempny. So we'll see if this is more in the favor of Kuznetsov.
Kuznetsov wins that face-off, and Markov will set up the breakup from behind the net. Hansel hassles him. Tarasenko brings it to the line, played it to an open wing, pass off the boards, intercepted by Palat. Now Kuznetsov gets it back. 2 Czechs trapped deep in the Russian zone. It's a 4-on-2. Here's Kuznetsov. The pass back from Tarasenko. Hopped over his stick. We'll try and set it up. Tipped back by Ovechkin. Markov had moved over and he couldn't get to it to keep it onside. Tarasenko fires it back in. So the power play so far for Russia out of sync halfway through this Czech penalty. Hard pass down low. Now we'll try and get it set up. Kucherov up the boards. Tarasenko now will set up on the right side. Wrist shot up high. Mrazek took it off the shoulder and he hangs on.
So their first scoring chance is a harmless one on that power play. Interestingly enough, too, Rick, they've been working on it a lot. Yesterday at practice, the Russians spent, I'd say, a good half hour, maybe 40 minutes with different sets of players on the power play. And this morning, even their pregame skate, they spent some time, so they definitely know that they have a lot of work to do on this power play.
Second unit out now, but a good face-off win by Faksa. Czechs can't clear it. Panarin kept it onside and does it again. Datsuk. Artemi Panarin across to Orlov. Malkin now. Kulemin goes to the front of the net. Here's Orlov. Over to Panarin. One-timer. That's turned aside. Mrazek may have gotten a piece of it. Malkin puts the puck to the corner. McLaughlin feeds it across. And it's fired down the ice by Zbigniew Mikalik. Orlov stopped at his own line. Here's Datsuk ahead to Malkin. Evgeny Malkin across the blue line to Orlov. Works it down the boards into the corner for Datsuk. One more time for Malkin. Malkin out front. Datsuk tried to flip it on goal. Couldn't get a stick to the puck. Panarin. Malkin. Datsuk turning in the corner. Leaves the puck down low for Artemi Panarin. Penalty's over. One-timer Orlov as the power play comes to an end. That hit McLaughlin in the back of the leg. And it's cleared down the ice. Back to even strength. They wave off icing. 4.5 minutes gone. Second period. Long pass by the Russians fails to connect, but Mrazek has to cover up. And we get a whistle.
And the second unit of that Russian power play, a little bit better zone time, more scoring opportunities. And this one just a little bit too fancy, and I think we noticed that in watching in practice too. Rick, you and I were talking about maybe shoot a little bit more there. Panarin had the right idea. A little bit too cute sometimes, but when it's pre-tournament games, you can get away with it.
Face-off win for Shipachev, but it's out of the reach of Marchenko. He'll have to regroup back at his own line. Kulikov up the boards. And a hit thrown in behind the play on Kulikov, and that'll draw a penalty. Yashkin's going to the box, and the Russians going right back on the power play.
It has been a physical contest, and no question, Kulikov had delivered the puck up ice, and even though he felt the presence of Yaskin behind him, maybe should have protected himself a little bit better knowing it's been such a physical contest.
Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, Kucherov, Tarasenko, Markov out there on the power play. Top unit for the Russians as they win the faceoff. Markov throws the puck to the front of the goal. Kuznetsov, backhand pass. Shot by Markov. Stop! Rebound! High in the air, knocked down by Kuznetsov on a high stick. Kucherov touched the puck, but it went off a Czech player first, so play continues. Ovechkin. Kucherov. Ovechkin. Markov. Tarasenko. Ovechkin sets up top of the left circle where he loves to shoot. He'll try and get the puck over there on the left side. Tarasenko. He'll try a shot. Scores! Wow. What a shot by Vladimir Tarasenko, and the Russian power play makes it 2-1.
And this first unit had much more success than the previous power play, getting pucks in the net. They had zone time. And this is just a real patient squad right now. Kevney just doesn't know how far he can go out and get that stick in the lane. And what a wicked wrist shot from Tarasenko. We're used to seeing that.
That goal comes at the 5:22 mark. 40 goals for Tarasenko last season, 4th best in the NHL.
Tells you how strong he is. I mean, that was had very little to do with his body, trying to get that forward motion. It's just all wrist and strength in the forearms, and What an amazing release.
You watch Ovechkin shoot as well with the wrist shot, Kelly.
Yep.
It looks like he doesn't even move.
Yep.
And the puck is up in the air.
But you see these guys without their equipment on, and they are built.
McCulloch in his own zone. So Russia with their first lead of the game. And it comes on a power play goal. There's Panarin, one-timer by Dadkov, and that one off somebody wide of the goal. The Czechs clear the zone, maybe a 2-on-1. It is as Palat goes to the net. There's the pass, kicked away by Bobrovsky. And the rebound comes to Panarin, but a penalty coming up to Russia. It'll be a tripping call, and the Czechs will get their first power play of the game as Nesterov heads to the box.
And their first outnumbered rush in this game by the Czechs. They do a nice job of pushing pucks up the ice. And so they get a chance to even the score here at 2. I really thought Hansel did a really nice job pushing the puck up to Pasternak. He tries to slide it off to Palat, and there's the trip from Nesterov. No question about that, right in front of the referee.
Buchanan's on the faceoff. He's out there with Frolik and Milan McCulloch up front. Kempny and Voracek will man the point. So 4 forwards on this power play for the Czech Republic. 6 minutes into the second period. As they look for the equalizer. Kempny drops it off. Here goes Thomas Plekanec. Now Frolik. Plekanec for Frolik. Nice play to Voracek. They'll get it set up across to Kempny. Plekanec. Nice pass. Voracek. Shot. Turned aside. Rebound still loose. Bobrovsky's down. Puck still loose. Finally able to close the legs as the net pops off in support. Good chance for the Czechs on this power play.
And what was impressive about this power play is that they're trying to use their patience and spread the Russians around. And they do that. Buchanan's right there. You can see that it's not a very tight box. You get it over to Voracek and throw it right in front and see if McCulloch can't bang away.
Minute 22 left of the power play. 13.5 minutes left, second period. Buchanan's against Nemesnikov, wins the draw. Kempny, who has the Czech goal in this game. There's Plekanec, winds up, works it deeper, looking out front. There's the pass, and a nice job there on the check by Kulemin to tie up a stick. And now we get a whistle, and the net's been dislodged one more time.
And that's that awareness of Kulemin. That looked as though that's going to be a tap in. And he is just so smart in coming back down to the front of the crease and taking away that scoring opportunity. Buchanan's is having a heck of a game, the Czech Republic.
Second unit out now on the power play for the Czechs. Hansel on the draw against Nemesnikov. And he wins the faceoff. Hemsky back to the line. Kempny's still out there. Works the point as he brings the puck to the board. Sabotka into the corner for Hansel. Palat trying to get it out front. There's Ales Hemsky on the other side. Bank pass. Michael Kempny. Hemsky. Rich shot. Deflected by Hansel, and Bobrovsky down, able to cover up long enough for a whistle. 47 seconds left in the power play.
Once again, Czech doing a real nice job of spreading out the Russian defenders on this Czech power play. And once you do that, you start getting people running around a little bit. Martin Hansel with that size right in front. I thought Bobrovsky did a really nice job of using his strength and not allowing that puck to get jammed in behind him for the game-tying goal.
Another face-off win for Hansel. Kempny fakes. Sabotka. Martin Hansel. Half minute left in the Russian penalty. Kempny plays it across to Hemsky. Kempny one more time. Slap shot. Stop Bobrovsky. Sabotka can't settle it down in time to pull the trigger. Bobrovsky's lost his stick. Czechs with the puck. Hemsky slap pass deflected wide by Palat. Stick to Bobrovsky is finally back in his hands, and the net's off the pegs one more time. Shipachev who was able to give Bobrovsky the stick, but they get a whistle with the Russian net dislodged one more time and 10 seconds left in the power play.
One thing is pretty clear, the Czechs want the puck on the stick of Kemeny. He is really slick back there, and that's good news for the Chicago Blackhawks with the injury still to Duncan Keith, that here's a guy that potentially might be in their lineup, and he is, by all accounts, a power play expert, and we're seeing it tonight.
Late in the power play for the Czechs. Schuster up the boards with a pass to Pasternak. Taken away by Datsuk. Gets it out to center ice. Work down the boards. Penalty's over. Dropped off. Kuznetsov trying to cut out front, and Mrazek with the poke check. Puck at the line, kept in by Markov. Tip wide of the goal by Kuznetsov. Orlov pinching on the far side. Yashkin able to get the puck loose, and he'll clear the zone. Off the skate of Markov. So it's played by Bobrovsky. Markov lost the puck near his own goal. Got it back in time to find Ovechkin at the blue line. Kucherov in. Kuznetsov along the boards. Ovechkin's in front of the goal. Orlov feeds it across. One-timer. That goes off the goalpost. They score on the rebound. Mrazek helped up by the post on the point shot. But Kucherov makes it 3-1 Russia.
This surprised Mrazek. There's an unbelievable one-timer from Marchenko to the right of Mrazek, and he's unaware that it hits the goalpost and comes out the other side. And by the time he can react, you can see Kucherov is all over that. He wisely jumps on it and converts on that play. So a bad read by Mrazek. Other than that, he's been really sharp in this game.
Three straight goals by Russia after the Czechs took the lead 1-0, and home team up by 2 as Palat looks to change that, works the puck in. Polak back to it. Andre Palat just inside the line. Plays it deep. Kempney's up on the play. Trying to get it out front. Got it to Palat with the shot. That deflection is wide of the goal. Kempney behind the net to Hansel. Pasternak's in front of the goal. Andre Palat. Pass for Polak deflected away by Kuhlman. Trying to spring Tarasenko, but Palat hustles back to steal the pass. Brings it back in for the Czechs. Pasternak with a shot wide. Took a weird bounce off a stanchion. Pasternak trying to keep it on side. Gets some help from Schuster. Back to Pasternak. Into the corner. Pass out front. Comes all the way to Naklotl. We'll wrist it around. Schuster over to it for Frolik. Kuhlman got a stick in there. Bouncing puck. Might be a 2-on-1. It is. Malkin with Tarasenko. Tarasenko feeds it over. Shipachev got it out front for Zaitsev. His shot was blocked. Malkin gets the puck at the line and kept it onside. Here's Zaitsev one more time. Oh, the wrister blocker saved by Mrazek, and he punches the rebound over the glass and out of play. As we approach the midway mark of the second, 3-1 Russia in St. Petersburg. In the second at the 10:06 with 10:06 to go on the middle frame. And Russia up 3-1.
Yeah, with about 5 minutes left in the first period, you could see that the Russians were really starting to push, and their talent certainly is shining through right now.
Tarasenko and Kucherov with the goals in this period. Russians win the face-off. Panarin chipped over now to Zaitsev. He'll wrist it down low, deflected to the side of the net by Shipachev. Dadonov. Line trying to work the cycle. Naklotl breaks that up for the Czechs. Andre Schuster off the boards. Puck still onside for the time being anyway, but the Czechs able to control, and Schuster, the big Tampa Bay Lightning defenseman, bounces that up over the line and down the ice. Sabotka after it. Zaitsev bumps him in the corner. Zaitsev throws ahead. Zabotka goes down. He's slow to get up, still on his knees along the boards as 4 Russians working over the line. Panarin with the puck, drops it off. Orlov with a pass. That's deflected and stolen on a good defensive play by Kempny. Zabotka struggling to the bench late in the play. There's a pass out front, deflected just wide of the goal. Faksa with a chance there to cut the lead to 1. Kempny at the line, bouncing puck, swats it to the boards. Fired ahead by Dadonov late in the shift. That deflects deep as Russia starts a change. Roman Polak out of his own zone. Hemsky puts it behind the net. Michael Frolik trying to get there. Faksa trying to feed it up front. Datsuk took it away. Marchenko off the boards. Long pass to Mesnikov. Bobbled the puck at the line. And that allows Jordan to break it up and send Hemsky back the other way. Ales Hemsky knocked off his stick. Datsuk puts the puck into the corner. Pokes it away and is able to feed it up the boards. Telegan can't get there. Hemsky for the Czechs, taken down by Nemesnikov. Russian penalty coming up. Just shy of the 12-minute mark of the second as the puck is touched and the Czechs are going back on the power play.
So the Czechs go back on the power play. Some end-to-end action.
For the Czech Republic, they're 0 for 1, down by 2 with 8:09 to go. Second period. Full house here in St. Petersburg. World Cup tune-up game. Plekanec out there with Milan Mikalik and Michael Frolik up front. Voracek has the puck. He'll man 1 point. Nakladel on the other point, who controls for the Czech Republic. Plekanec shot, turned aside Bobrovsky with Mikalik standing in front of him with the screen. They chop away in the corner. Tarasenko out there in the penalty kill has the puck. And slides it all the way down the ice.
Have you ever seen that with the St. Louis Blues? I don't think
Not
you're
often.
ever going to call that, Rick.
There's Plekanec out the center. Jakub Nakladel. Milan Mikalik plays it deep. Big hit thrown by Nakladel, knocks down Marchenko and forces a turnover. Plekanec on the near side. Pressure by Datsuk. And Plekanec took Datsuk down, and that will nullify the final 1:09 of this Czech power play.
And Plekanec is going to argue that that's just a simple puck battle. And Datsuk comes in there. See what Plekanec says? Oh, I can understand the dilemma the referee had in that case. It looked as though in an effort to push the puck away from Datsuk, he also pushed the left skate of Datsuk out from under him, and so he fell down. So the Czech Republic coaching staff talking that play over.
1:09 to 4-on-4. Malkin against Hansel in the faceoff circle. Hansel's been very good on the draw, but Malkin wins this one. Orlov leaves the puck for Malkin. Back for Orlov. Kucherov. Malkin couldn't take the pass. Roman Polak still under pressure. Bumped in the corner by Evgeny Malkin. Gets some help from Kempny. And here goes Martin Hansel, the long dump in. Polak racing after it. Threw it out front for Hansel, chipped it wide. Andre Palat to it. Works the puck off the boards, knocked away though, back to the Czech zone. Inside 7 minutes to go in the second period. Palat through center ice, swings wide. He's checked along the wall, and the Russians chip it to the line and out. Kempny thought about going after it, wisely backed off, but Zaitsev brings it in. Kucherov with the puck. Feeds it down low, Tarasenko out front with a shot. That goes off a stick high and wide. Andre Schuster onto it in the corner. Schuster takes his time and feeds it ahead to Faksa, who dumps it in. Ales Hemsky after the puck out front, looking for Faksa. His stick was tied up. Zbigniew Mikalik plays the puck down low. Russians are actually on the power play now for another 40 seconds. This is their third chance. They're 1 for 2, and away they go. Nemesnikov feeds it over to Tarasenko with a pass out front. Kuznetsov couldn't get it, deflected away, and a good play there by McCulloch. And the Czechs clear it down the ice. Short-handed chance there for Frolik is turned aside by Bobrovsky. Alain McCulloch behind the net. Leaves the puck for Naklotl up on the play. Frolik trying to get control. Knocked away from him. Late in the power play. Away goes Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin works it in. Malkin now trying to cut out front behind the net for Ovechkin. Cross-ice pass for Marchenko sneaking in is deflected. Czech penalties over. Back to 5-on-5 with 5 minutes to go in the second period. Bank pass worked in by Plekanec, who's out of the box. Trying to cut behind the net. Had to dodge the official. Gets the puck in the far corner. Now Michael Frolik drops it off from Alain McCulloch. Taken away from him and carried out the center ice by Shipachev. Dadonov. Ovechkin still on the ice. Across to Dadonov. Threw it out front of the traffic. Mrazek down makes the save. And we have another penalty coming up to the Czechs when we come back. 3-1 Russia leading in St. Petersburg. Play the period coming up for Russia's Plekanec is back in the box.
And maybe this is a good thing when you want to turn it around and look at a positive. So you're going to have to work on your penalty killing and your power play. And why not work on it in a pre-tournament game, right? So you get your work in there. Although I would say this is a pretty big penalty kill for the Czech Republic.
They trail 3-1, 4:46 left in the second period. Russians are 1 for 3 with a power play so far tonight. And we'll try and get it set up here. Naklotl took the puck away. Palat to it in the far corner. Backhand clear out attempt works. Zaitsev with a long pass ahead to Dadonov. So Dadonov, Shipachev, and Panarin out there. Schuster ties up Shipachev in the corner. Panarin comes in to help behind the net. Bouncing puck near the goal. Chip back to the line, not out. Zaitsev kept it onside. Here's Panarin. Malkin. Now they get it set up. Dadonov. Gives the puck for Shipachev. There's Panarin behind the net. Dadonov in front. Shipachev with a pass. High slot. Malkin fakes. Panarin wanted to one-time it. Couldn't. It was in his skate. Shipachev with a chance. Missed the net. Put it high. Puck around the boards. Malkin hustles over to keep it alive. Here's Panarin. Down low. Out front for Zaitsev. And that's kicked away by Mrazek. And the rebound clears the zone to center ice.
Zaitsev a real nice job to sneak down from his point position and get himself in real good scoring position. Mrazek with a really good save.
55 seconds left in the Plekanec penalty. Alex Ovechkin is on the ice with the puck. Tarasenko will bring it out of his own zone. Long pass up the wing. Kuznetsov in, trying to pull it between the feet of the defender. That was Kempney who fell down, but the puck wound up in the corner. Tarasenko able to keep it alive as he'll work the puck along the boards. Backhand pass, Ovechkin doesn't shoot. Resets. Kuznetsov behind the net to Kucherov. Back around to Ovechkin. 20 seconds left in the power play. Kucherov, Tarasenko. What firepower on there right now for Russia. All the way back to the line. Markov, Ovechkin, one-timer turned aside by Mrazek. That's his spot. Mrazek makes the save, and the Czechs clear the zone.
Blind pass from Markov right in the wheelhouse of Ovechkin for that one-timer.
Plekanec out of the box. Here's a chance. Power play over. Mrazek with a nice save as he took that up high off Kuznetsov, who came in off the wing. Plekanec back the other way. 2.5 to go. Voracek pass out front. That's blocked. Tarasenko, good job coming back to get in the way of that attempt. Pavel Datsyuk brings the puck to the line. Cross-ice pass. Markov late in the shift chips it in. Russians start a change. Jake Voracek at the line. Puck goes deep. Bobrovsky's out of the goal. Fired up the boards, not out. Roll towards the net. Voracek stays on it behind the goal. Andre Palat to the puck. To the line to Schuster. Trying to find Naklotl. Couldn't do it. Look out. Trying to break through. Telegan turns in the circle. Hits the trailer. There's a wrist shot that's blocked by Palat, who got in the way of that attempt. There's puck on the far boards. Andre Palat uses his shoulder to knock that out to the neutral zone inside the final 2 minutes of the period. Telegan back in. Got the puck to the goal, and Mrazek has seen enough. He covers up.
Kalagan, property of the Winnipeg Jets, had a nice couple of shifts, and right now it's just the Russians putting on a display, and Peter Mrazek has been really good in this game. I like the way he made himself really big in that shot from Kuznetsov. But right now, with the minute 32 in this second, they've got to get out of this just down by 2.
Mrazek had a solid year with the Wings last season, 27 wins in Detroit. He's been busy tonight. There's a one-timer by Panarin that went off the leg of Faxa all the way out to center ice. Comes back to Mrazek.
I'd say even Mrazek had almost a brilliant season for most part. He kind of wavered down the stretch, and that's where the Red Wings decided they needed to put in Jimmy Howard a little bit.
Michael Frolik with a wrist shot off a leg into the corner. Shipachev leaves it behind the net. Away goes Orlov, picking up speed through the neutral zone. Panarin with him on the rush. Final minute of play of the period. Orlov taken down as he's checked on the play. McCulloch rides into the end boards. Orlov back on his feet. Malkin into the play. He gets grabbed. Penalty coming up for the Czechs, and that Russian power play will go back to work. 47 seconds left in the second period.
And I think it's Milan McCulloch, and he was tired after the previous rush from the Russians and looked as though he was backpedaling here, and he had a very dangerous Malkin coming right at him, and he felt the need to put his stick into the hands of Malkin, and that's why he's going to the penalty box for 2 minutes or less here with 47 seconds, and that is a tired McCulloch right there.
Fifth power play of the period for Russia. They're 1 for 4. They're up by 2. And they send out Datsuk with Kulemin and Panarin, Malkin and Markov. Malkin with the puck. Plays it across to Markov. Now Panarin. Back to the line to Markov. Getting Malkin now. Pass stolen. Nice work there. Berner gets the puck back, and he'll chase after it with a wrister wide around the boards. Away goes Artemi Panarin with Malkin. Knocked away from Panarin by Plekanec. He's hit hard on the end boards. Puck comes to Datsuk. Nice play. Markov. There's a chance. Kulemin put it wide. Inside 10 seconds to go. Second period. McLaughlin gets to the loose puck. That should do it. So the power play for the Russians will continue into period 3. Russia scores twice. They lead by 2 through 40 minutes. 3-1 Russia in St. Petersburg. Except for the third period faceoff, the Czechs spent the bulk of that second period killing penalties, and they'll do that to start the third as McCulloch's penalty carries over, and the Russian power play 1 for 4 already tonight continues to work here with a 3-1 lead through 40 minutes of play.
And we'll see if what Michael Frolik told us in the intermission follows suit. If they can start to get pucks deep, the Czechs spend a little more time in the offensive zone, maybe a little bit more physical like they were in the first period, and see if they can even this score.
Saw Tarasenko, he scored in the second period, so did Kucherov, so did Panarin, all that Russian firepower, and those are 3 of their big guns producing in this game.
So McCulloch still has some time. They haven't put up on the scoreboard yet how much he has left on that penalty that he took on Malkin late in the second period.
Should be a minute 12. Shots are closer than you would expect just watching the game, Kelly. The Russians do have the edge in that category, but only by 5 shots, 23-18. Certainly the flow of the play has been heavily in their favor since late in the first period.
I can't really think of a dangerous chance that the Czech Republic had on Bobrovsky really in that second period. So once again, see if they can't come out with a little bit more fire and take away some of that speed and skill that the Russians possess.
Third period underway. The Czechs win the draw. Plekanec has been good in the face-off circle. Czech Republic with an edge in that category. He's a big reason why he won that face-off, and they play it down the ice. Puck comes to Mrazek. He leaves it for Nakladel, and he'll clear it to the line with some help from Berner, who chips it all the way down. Tarasenko Wheeling into the zone with speed, cuts behind the net. Sets it up to Ovechkin, flips the puck to the circle. Bouncer settled down by Vladimir Tarasenko, who works the puck across the blue line. Hassled by Palat, who falls. Here's a pass to Ovechkin, broken up on a good play by Polak, and there's Hansel to feed it ahead. Faksa with a shot that deflects wide of the goal. Martin Hansel flipped it out front, looking for Palat, just out of his reach. Late in the power play, Artemi Panarin dancing through center, cuts over the line, backhand pass broken up by Faksa. Onto the puck on the far side is Mikhail Jordan, who's able to clear. Zaitsev bounces that across. McCulloch gets set to step out of the box. And Russia now 1 for 5 on the power play. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Zaitsev pressured by Faksa, got it up front. Frolik hit the goalpost. Michael Frolik that close to making it a 1-goal game early in the third period. Zaitsev taken away at center by Nakladel. Pass for Schuster out of his reach. Mrazek, Nakladel, and now Schuster. Yashkin backhands it in. We think the Czechs may be down a player, Kelly. Sabatka did not come out after getting hit hard in that second period. Pass out front for Plekanec, just out of his reach. Loose puck bouncing. McCulloch couldn't settle it down. Malkin brings the puck to center ice. Here's Tarasenko in. Played it to an open wing. Kuhlman a cut to the middle. Schuster gloves the puck down. He grabbed onto it. Russians want a penalty. Play continues. Martin Hansel, long pass. Off the boards into the Russian zone where it's controlled by Kulikov. Across to Nesterov, his partner. That dump in on goal. Mrazek plays the puck. Kempny clears. Voracek can't take the puck. Datsuk drops it back to Markov. Hansel watching him closely. That forces a turnover. Hansel out front. Bounced off his stick. There's a shot from the line by Polak that never got through. Nemesnikov bumped as he backhands it in.
And we're being told, Rick, that Sobotka's injury is a shoulder injury sustained in that collision with Zaitsev.
Back come the Czechs into the zone. Pass out front. One-timer by Berner goes off a stick and out of play.
So I wonder if the words of Michael Frolik rang true in that intermission about maybe a little bit better on the forecheck. And here's an example. Faksa out-muscles Zaitsev, gets the puck right to Frolik, and he beats Bobrovsky cleanly, but the post there. And there's another couple of examples of some turnovers by the Russian defense. So maybe the Czechs are applying a little bit more pressure in the offensive zone on the forecheck.
Chopped up the boards by Kulikov, who gets it back and is able to settle it down and work it through center. Plays the puck in on the right side for the winger. That was Kuznetsov, who lost control. Puck comes to Mrazek. Just past the 3-minute mark of the third period. Still 3-1 for the Russians.
Just an embarrassment of riches for this Russian team offensively. And I think the job for the Russian defense is, hey, as quickly as possible, put the puck on the stick of these forwards. Let that talented group work their magic, and if possible, maybe join the rush, but play it safe.
Ovechkin scored 50 last season in the NHL. Tarasenko 40, Panarin and Kucherov 30 each. Malkin 27, Kuznetsov 20, and Anisimov 20.
And that's it? And Anisimov isn't even in the lineup tonight.
There's Panarin. Scored the first Russian goal. That tied the game at 1 in the opening period. Back come the Czechs. Plekanec's long shot. Fought off by Bobrovsky. Dadonov. Panarin turned back at the line by Michael Frolik. Good work by Frolik, forcing a turnover. Schuster looking for a shot. Threw it out front with a pass instead for McCulloch. That didn't connect. Kept in by Nakladel. Kicks the puck to Hansel. His shot off the stick of Zaitsev and out of play.
Well, I'm not sure what was said in that intermission in the Czech dressing room, and I'm not sure by whom, but the message was sent and received, because this is a more determined looking group. Martin Hansel, by the way, I think has been their best player up front anyways. He has been a real force. You talked about in the first period about Boy, when he's on, he is really good.
And wins another faceoff, 6'6", 230. There's a rolling puck, and that's blocked, and away they go. Look out. Tarasenko right in, put it wide. Shot blocked. Tarasenko got away on a partial break, missed the net. Looking for his second of the game. Four and a half gone in the third. Roman Polak behind his own goal. Played it ahead. Dangerous pass for Yashkin. Stolen. Kulemin shot deflected just wide. Polak leaned into Malkin as Kulemin went to the net. Puck flip behind the goal. Polak off the boards and out. Not quite far enough for icing as Orlov comes over to it. Zaitsev with a long pass. Tipped in by Nemesnikov. Mrazek's out of the goal. Faksa lifts it out. Roller at center. Voracek trying to steal. Following up, McCulloch works it in. Played it across. Taken away and back the other way to Nemesnikov. He's checked. Puck goes deep. Pelagan throws a check in the corner. Steals the puck. Works it back to the line. Markov, wrist shot. Mrazek save. Rebound to the far side. Penalty coming up. And it looks like the Czechs may be going on the power play.
And I believe it's Kuznetsov. Yep, he's going immediately to the penalty box. And he gets his stick in the feet of Jordan. And this might allow the Czechs to get back into it. I thought the Czechs had a good start to this, and now the last minute and a half or so, the Russians have started to gain a little bit of momentum. Let's see if this doesn't turn that around again.
Third power play of the game for the Czech Republic, 0 for 2. Frolik, who had their best chance earlier in this period off the goalpost, out there with Plekanec and Milan Michalek up front. Naglotl and Voracek on the points. Nemesnikov waved out of the circle. Kulemin comes in to take the draw for Russia. And now he's out, and Nemesnikov was back in for a moment. Confusion cleared up finally, and it's a face-off win for Plekanec. Jake Voracek now. McCulloch's in front. Naglotl feeds it across to Thomas Plekanec with a wrist shot. That missed the net around the boards, past Voracek and out. 2 NHL officials tonight, 2 European officials, Kelly.
And the good thing about the European officials, they were in Buffalo 2 weeks ago, getting a little refresher on what this game requires in terms of calls and so on. I think that was a real nice move by the NHL and the PA. Make sure their standard is up to what everybody expects.
Minute and a half left of the power play. That was an offside at the Russian blue line. Frolik will come in to take this face off. Plekanec stands back at the center ice dot, and the Russians win it. Jakub Naglotl. Out of his own zone, pass poked away. Nice play there by Shipachev on the penalty kill. Now Voracek through center. It's the puck over to Milan Michalek. Back up front, there's a shot by Frolik. Bobrovsky makes the save. And he hangs on with 1:06 left in the Russian penalty.
Yeah, second dangerous scoring chance by Michael Frolik in this period alone. Hit the post about a minute in. And on this play, McCulloch spots Frolik coming in a little bit later. He tries to go 5-hole, but Bobrovsky is good at covering up that, what looked to be a bit of an opening just a second before that.
Frolik clearly energized from getting to talk to us between periods. Shot off the drop, high, and Bobrovsky stopped that with the shoulder. Back to the line. Kempny plays the puck along the boards. Pasternak feeds it to Hansel. Back to Pasternak. The line to Kempny, across to Hemsky. Ales Hemsky threw it out front. Hansel off the leg. They score! Win it off a Russian skate. May have been Marchenko's. It's a power play goal. The Czechs have cut the lead to 1.
And good puck movement by the Czechs on this power play, like they were earlier in the game on the power play in the second period, trying to spread out the Russian defenders. They do a nice job. Then they're finally going to funnel the puck down to Martin Hansel just to the left of Bobrovsky. Here's the lucky break he gets. He's trying to go backdoor to Pasternak. And it hits the skate. Marchenko. Nothing Bobrovsky could do on that one.
So the lead cut to 3-2 as Hansel will get credit for the goal. And we get a whistle with 13:03 to go in the third period. It's a tight one in St. Petersburg. 3-2, Russia leading. Play goal for the Czechs has cut this lead to 3-2 for Russia. It is game on in St. Petersburg. Tune-up game for the World Cup of Hockey coming up later this month in Toronto. Russians into the offensive zone. Ovechkin throws ahead as he takes his man down with the shoulder. That was Faksa who felt 230-pound Alex Ovechkin leading into him, Kelly.
And we were talking about that yesterday at practice. I would not want to run into Ovechkin.
Kuznetsov, Ovechkin's line mate with a pass out front. McCulloch intercepts. Yashkin works it deep. Zaitsev bumped by him, but made a play to Orlov in the corner. Away goes Ovechkin. It's the puck along the line. Kucherov threw it to nobody. Russians were midway through a change. Zdeněk McCulloch with control now. Plekanec has to reach back for it. Got it to the line, no further as Orlov took it away. That pass broken up. Kulikov plays it in, but wrong side of center. And it's icing on Russia.
Czechs have done a really nice job of evening out this game. And you think of how good Panarin has been all evening. Most dynamic player for sure of all the Russians. He and his line mates have just been magic to watch. Scored the game-tying goal in the second period, or late in the first period, excuse me. And he is one dynamic hockey player to watch. I kind of like watching his teammate in Chicago too, that Patrick Kane. He's not bad.
There are similarities, aren't there, between their games?
Really, that's the truth. I mean, they both handle the puck a ton. And this young player on that line, Dadonov, also has been extremely impactful tonight. The three of them just work so well. This goes back, we talked about it earlier in the first period. There's history there, and clearly they know how to react and read off each other.
Evgeny Dadonov spent parts of 3 seasons with Florida, but the last couple of years right here in St. Petersburg in the KHL, and you didn't hear us talk about it earlier. Dadonov, Shipachev, and Panarin were line mates with St. Petersburg, and again at the World Championships this year were very good together, and that's why they start at least the tune-up games anyway for this tournament on a line, and they've looked good so far tonight in St. Pete. Puck worked down the boards by Pasternak, checked by Kulikov. Polak's in deep. Russians control though, and away goes Panarin. Gets around Hansel. Panarin down the wing, throws it out front, they score! And once again, right on cue, this time it's Dadonov with the finish, and it's 4-2 Russia.
And that's just such a heads-up play by Panarin in the neutral zone. Hansel had no idea what to do. Does he attack the puck carrier? Does he retreat? And in this case, he's going to make the mistake of trying to go at Panarin right there. Gets by him easily, opens up a big lane. And Shipachev converts this beautiful pass from Panarin. And what athleticism shown by Dadonov. Sorry, excuse me.
So Dadonov restores the 2-goal lead for Russia. 9 minutes gone here in the third. Bouncer on goal, scooped up by Bobrovsky, and he hangs on.
Lots of discussion between these line mates. We saw it a lot here yesterday in practice and today at the pregame skate. These three always communicating, trying to find out, hey, what works in this situation? What did you see? What was your read? And then, of course, let's just rely on our skill after that.
Off the draw, Zaitsev clears, maybe icing, and it is.
So second consecutive icing now by the Russians. And this is just such a deep team, and you look at a guy like Kulemin that, although there are other guys that play in the National Hockey League, Russians that you might think have a lot more skill, boy, he plays a real solid game and he's pretty good tonight.
Bad save by Bobrovsky on that shot off the draw. Kulemin gets the puck and he'll clear it out to Tarasenko. This pass to Malkin, broken up by Michael Frolik. Now Hemsky back in. He's knocked down at the line on a check by Orlov. Tarasenko plays it deep. Malkin home man before Czech. Rest of his line mates changing. That allows Faksa to take control. Back he comes for the Czech Republic. Plays it deep. Marchenko bumped by McCulloch. Good battle there as Milan McCulloch gets the puck free in the corner. Tied up by Kulikov now. Datsuk will bring it out. And away he goes. Datsuk feeds it ahead. Telegan drops it off. Domestikov with a shot block. Rebound chopped high. It was a bouncing puck. Wound up in the corner. Datsuk gets it back to the blue line. Kulikov feeds it across. Marchenko. Telegan. Zbinek McCulloch circles his own net. Long pass to center. Yashkin down the wing. Kulikov makes a good play to Marchenko. Telegan carries out of his own zone. Domestikov backhands the puck in at the end of his shift. 9.5 left, third period of play. 4-2 Russia. Jake Voracek trying to catch up to the puck. That's off a stick high. Stays in play off the top of the glass. Kuznetsov pass. Doesn't quite connect with Kucherov, but he follows up and works it in. Kuznetsov taken away at the line. Kempny pressured. Pasternak. Andre Palat now. Russia hard on the forecheck. Palat makes a pass to Pasternak, and away he goes. Brings the puck over the line. But that's broken up. Czechs have to regroup. Palat bumped at the line as he collides with Ovechkin. Penalty coming up to Ovechkin as Kucherov touches the puck, and the Russians headed to the box. The Czechs going on the power play, down by 2 in St. Petersburg. His team kill another penalty. Ovechkin goes off for kneeing Kelly.
And there's no question about that. He tried to argue it, albeit briefly. And there's no question to us watching that video that Ovechkin was penalized on the play.
Czechs get their 4th power play of the game, 2nd of the period. They scored in their last one to cut the lead to 1. The Russians responded. And that's where we stand right now with 8:40 left in the 3rd period. 4-2 Russia. Czech power play goes to work. Hemsky with the puck. Lays it back to Kempny. Back to Hemsky along the boards. Hands in front of the goal. Palat's in the slot. Fed across on the far side. Into the corner now for Hemsky. Taken away and wheeling away. Dadonov, who had the 4th Russian goal, dumps the puck in, peels off, and they change up on the PK. Andre Palat. Ales Hemsky. Pasternak let it go. Kept on side by Kempny. And that's deflected out of play with 1:19 left in Ovechkin's penalty.
So far, not a lot of pressure on this power play by the Czech Republic, and that's why they're going to make a change here, put out a different unit, see if they can't get a little bit more zone time. They really like having Nakladel on the point right now. Early on in the power play was Kempny. Now they're trying to set up Nakladel because he has that fantastic one-timer.
And there it is right there, but he didn't get it through. It hit Plekanec in the skate. And the puck's cleared down the ice. Nakladel signed by the Calgary Flames last season, played 27 games after 3 years in the KHL in the previous season in Finland, but he's unsigned right now. Marchenko in the corner. Frolik plays the puck. Bouncer at the side of the goal, and it's cleared down the ice by Alexei Marchenko. 45 seconds left in this Czech power play. Approaching the 13-minute mark of the third. Frolik had some chances in this period. Hit a goalpost early in the third. Voracek plays it to Naklotl. Plekanec with a shot that's turned aside by Bobrovsky. Jake Voracek. Side of the goal to Frolik. Back to Voracek. Philadelphia Flyer cuts out front. Rolls one on goal. Fought off by Bobrovsky. And the puck winds up behind the net. And there's Pavel Datsyuk to clean up and clear.
Best save by Bobrovsky in this third period. Not a lot of work, but that was fairly dangerous. Voracek taking the puck straight to the net.
And that should do it for this fourth power play as Ovechkin steps out of the box. Czechs are 1 for 4. 6.5 to go in the third period.
So the question is, now after giving up 2 with 6:35 to go and a couple of big saves by Bobrovsky, what do you do, Rick? Do you stick with them? You play Bobrovsky again Saturday in Prague, or you maybe give Varlamov a chance and then make a decision after that game? And that's something that the Russian coaching staff will have to decide.
Face-off win for the Czechs. Quick shot, glove by Bobrovsky as Hemsky pulled the trigger on that one.
Strong save on that one. Strong move by Hemsky to quickly put that on net. Bobrovsky ready and alert on that one.
Faksa wins the draw. One-timer from the line. Stop Bobrovsky. Stop the rebound, too, as he got the left pad on that second chance by Faksa. And that may be his best save of the period.
Yes, it was. Best work of the game. No question. The Czech Republic with a couple of good scoring opportunities in the last 30 seconds. 3 or 4, in fact. This one, once again, right off the face-off. Deflection in front. No 5-hole whatsoever. He does a really nice job covering that up, even on the deflection. A big, strong push from his right skate, and he gets quickly to his left.
Kulikov puts the puck off the boards. Kulemin at center flips it in. Malkin trying to get there. Can't do it. Away go the Czechs. Yashkin feeds it over to Faksa. Cuts to the middle with a shot off a stick over the glass, not a play.
Faksa has had a nice strong game. Talked about his season last year with Dallas. Boy, did he ever start to play well in the last half. He was a key contributor in their playoff run also. And that's what they're going to need from Faksa in this tournament if they're going to have any success. Martin Hans will take the face-off now. He's been really good.
Up against Malkin. Hansel wins the draw. Kempny thought about shooting, but pocket pick. Good play by Tarasenko. Away he goes. Drop pass over the line. Orlov tried to feed it back. Didn't quite connect. Russia has to regroup. Zaitsev blasts it in. Roman Polak to it. Michael Kempny takes his time. Inside 6 minutes to go in regulation. 4-2 Russia. Pasternak. That pass broken up. Off the bench and into the play is Naklotl. He'll bring the puck to the line and play it deep off a stick. Orlov chips it up the boards for Panarin. Czechs steal it back. Out front, Plekanec with a shot. That goes off somebody wide. And it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Into the zone, Shipachev to Panarin. It was a high pass. Did well just to knock it down. Back to the line now to Markov. Rolling puck. He fans on it. There's Panarin out front with a pass. Poke check by Mrazek. The pass was deflected, and Shipachev couldn't get to it. And again, it's this line going to work for Russia, Kelly. Dadonov, Panarin, and Shipachev. Czechs clear the zone. Puck dumped back in by Kulikov. Both teams make changes. Schuster Checked by Pavel Datsyuk. Now the Czechs bring it in for Frolik. Finds Voracek to the middle, in tied up front for Frolik, and he was checked on a good play by Marchenko. Had his stick tied up. Nemestikov plays it ahead.
What a power move by Voracek, though. That takes some sort of skill, skating ability to get away from that traffic.
Approaching the final 4 minutes of the third. 2-goal Russian lead. Schuster long pass. Hansel bump, but it was Orlov who went down. Nemestikov off the boards. Pass out of the reach of Orlov. Clears the zone. McCauley puts it back in. Hansel was almost in home free. Couldn't control the puck. Played out front by Yashkin. Telegan can't clear. Orlov to it. He's checked. Yashkin behind the net. Threw it out front. Hansel couldn't get a stick on it. Puck comes back to the line. Wristed towards the goal. Bounces on net. Loose puck played across the top of the crease. Kuznetsov takes it away. And the Russians tired, able to clear the zone and get a change. Long pass through center onto the stick of Milan Michalek. Nesterov back. Kuznetsov around to Kucherov. Back to Nesterov. 3 minutes left. Third period of play here in St. Petersburg. This crowd loving it. Checks back in. Hemsky cuts to the middle. Shot off a skate into the corner. Hemsky got it back. Threw it out front. Right to Palat. To the line of Polak. Winds up. Slapper. They score. May have gone in off Plekanec. But with 2:47 to go, it's a 1-goal hockey game.
Bobrovsky, he's arguing to Gordy Dwyer, the official, that there was contact, that he was not able to make the save. But a real determined shift from the Czech Republic. Once again, spreading out the Russian defenders, getting the puck back to the point, does Palat. And there's a shot from Polak. And let's watch Plekanec off to the left. Yeah, in fact, no question about it. I think you could even tell as soon as the goal went in that Plekanec scored it by his reaction. So that's a second break that the Czechs are getting in this second period. The goal by Hansel was off the skate of Marchenko. Now they get one off the body of Plekanec, make it 4-3 with 2:47 left.
They are not going away.
No.
They had the lead in the first. Russia scored 3 straight to go up by 2. It's been cut to 1 a couple of times now with 2.5 to go. The Czechs are back on the attack. Faksa hard on the forecheck, gets the puck back to the line. Naklada leaves it for Hemsky. Played the puck to the side of the goal. Marchenko tied up by Frolik. He's had a good third period. So is Faksa. Schuster in there. Defenseman in deep. Trying to flip it across. It's knocked away and blocked through center ice by Kulemin. He's all by himself. 1-on-4. So he puts it behind the net. Stopped by Mrazek. Now Naglano, Pasternak. Puck stolen. Panarin puts it deep. Naglano checked, throwing out front. Hansel trying to settle things down for the Czechs with 1:40 left. There's a giveaway right in the slot. Shipachev knocked down on the play. And away goes Palat, 2-on-2 with Pasternak. Palat threw the puck back. Pasternak gone to the front of the goal. Michalek in deep. Behind the net, Pasternak gets the puck to the crease. And Datsyuk takes control for Russia. Bank pass off the boards. Head ahead to Panarin. This line's back on the ice. So is Datsyuk. Datsyuk right in. Put it wide. What a setup by Panarin. Datsyuk in full stride. Missed the net. Now Plekanec the other way. Might be a 2-on-1. Voracek. Plekanec. Great save. Bobrovsky came across with that left pad. What a stop. And that brings this crowd to its feet.
Me too, Rick. My arms went up in the air. I was certain that that was a goal by Plekanec.
Final minute of play in the third. Back to Naklano. Mrazek's gone to the bench. Extra attacker, shot by Schuster, deflects wide. Voracek up the boards. Plays it behind the net to Hansel. Plekanec is in front. Martin Hansel checked. Half minute to go. Hands all. Checked at the side of the goal. Puck still loose. To the line. Schuster kept it in. Yakovnak Lyle. Andre Schuster one-timer deflected off a leg, and that didn't miss by much. As it went off Telegan, wire down the ice. And it's icing on Russia. 16.1 seconds to go in an entertaining third period.
And what a time for the Russian squad to give up a 2-on-1 and to two of the most dangerous, experienced players on the Czech Republic. Plekanec. Well, first off, we had the Datsuk chance. And then the 2-on-1, Plekanec to Voracek, and quickly back to Plekanec. And what a remarkable save from Bobrovsky. We saw just earlier in the second or third period, before he went hard from his right to his left. That's a very similar move. And right now, the Czech Republic have to find a way to get pucks to the net and bang away and convert.
I thought Datsuk missed the net, but it looked like Mrazek may have hit the net.
On that replay, I couldn't see it from our vantage point here, but I think it may have hit the post.
So great chances at both ends. The Czechs down by 1, 16.1 seconds to go. I think it's fair to say this sellout crowd at the Jubileni Sports Palace in St. Petersburg getting their money's worth in this first tune-up game for the World Cup tonight, Kelly.
It's also nice, Rick, for anybody out there, the doubters that were unsure if this World Cup was going to have excitement. This is a pre-tournament game, and it's an awfully good game.
Hansel on the face-off. Plekanec out there as well. So is Palat, Voracek, Hemsky, and the only defenseman, Michael Kempny. Martin Hansel against Evgeny Malkin. Big draw, obviously, and Hansel trying to win it. It's a scramble. Palat gets the puck. Plekanec tied up down low. Nemesnikov takes it away. Can he get it out? He can't, but only 5 seconds left. Plekanec trying to get to the puck. Can't do it. Hansel throws a check in the corner. Time ticks down, and the Russians are able to hang on. Czechs make it interesting, but give this one to Russia as they knock off the Czech Republic 4-3.
I thought this was a great game right from the drop of the first puck. Energized, physical play. The Czechs, as you said, they battled hard to get back into this. At one point, down 3-1 in the second. A lot of penalty problems in the second, yet they regrouped in that second intermission. They came out and they battled hard in this third.
We knew their skill. We were both very happy with the level of intensity tonight,
Yep.
Kelly. You're right.
But boy, up front, is that a skilled Russian team?
Are you kidding me?
Yes. You better manage a puck well in the real tournament games, or else they'll eat you alive with some of those playmaking abilities they have.
Czechs have to be happy with their pushback in the third period. They'll shake hands after the game. I'll tell you what, that Panarin, Shipachev, Dadonov line came as advertised tonight, Kelly. How good were they?
You know, and it was funny because we were watching them in practice yesterday, and there's no question their skill just absolutely shines through. But I'm thinking, boy, these guys might be overpassing a little bit. Well, that certainly wasn't the case in tonight's game. They were great. Bobrovsky was solid. I thought Peter Mrazek was maybe the better of the two. He had a little bit more work. And now the coaching staff, because of the game, they still have some lineup decisions, not only in the net, but with some of their players.
Bobrovsky saved his best for last. That save with the left foot late in the period to preserve the win was spectacular. So it remains to be seen who gets the start when these two teams go at it again in the Czech Republic in a couple of days. Russians showing their appreciation for a lively crowd. This building had a lot of energy.
They were loud tonight. Good atmosphere here.
So that's it from St. Petersburg. 4-3 your final score. We'll do it all again on Saturday.